Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. You won't believe what's happening in Texas right now, right? Some farmers are now saying that they want nurses to help them work their farms. Yeah, nurses. You heard that right. The same people trained to save lives in hospitals. If you ask me, it's giving confusion and it's giving regret. Anyways, let's watch some of the videos and we'll come back and talk some more.
A hospital in Jersey put up a flyer asking for nurses to volunteer their time on the weekend to pick and harvest blueberries. They gotta be smoking the finest dope or something. I don't know. I just left my big sister's page because she was talking about this and she's also a nurse practitioner. So I'm just gonna echo and just add some other stuff onto what she said. It wasn't enough that we had to work real hard to get a nursing degree. It's not enough that we bust our behinds working and taking care of patients, not getting adequate breaks, burnout, stress. Some of us have a lot of anxiety, depression because COVID and everything else. You ask me to volunteer my time on the weekend to pick and harvest blueberries as some advancement for a clinical ladder project? Y'all need to go and just find something else better to do and find somebody else to play with, because nurses is not the ones. And I don't even know why anybody would think that this was okay to post or put up a flyer in a hospital and do. Like, get somebody else to do it.
A friend sent me this. You're not going to believe this. This great clinical ladder opportunity. Great clinical ladder opportunity. You ready? You ready? Because I think this ladder only goes down. Volunteers needed for blueberry harvesting. For weekday mornings in July, sign up there for a great clinical ladder improvement opportunity. And it says it's blueberry season and we need help. Join us for this meaningful volunteer opportunity throughout July as we harvest blueberries to give to our neighbors facing hunger. You will be helping to save a bumper crop of blueberries from going to waste. There are up to 20,000 pounds of blueberries that they need. Shifts available all month long as a clinical ladder opportunity to harvest fucking blueberries. This was posted at a hospital. Where is this clinical ladder? Where does this fall on the nursing clinical ladder? Where does this fall under any clinical ladder? Is this part of the 36 million able-bodied Americans on Medicaid that are going to be doing this? Was this for those patients that are in the hospital to harvest blueberries? So they want you to work at the hospital, work your shifts, probably overtime after they harvest you, and go harvest blueberries as a clinical ladder opportunity. Where do you turn that into HR? And how many bushels of blueberries that you harvest move you up the clinical ladder? How? Please say psych right now. I didn't know the person that actually sent this to me. I would not believe it. At their request, I took off this QR code so it wouldn't be targeted. But that's it. Blueberry harvesting is now a clinical ladder opportunity because they have a bumper crop, so they're going to recruit healthcare workers to do it. I'm speechless. I didn't think that it could get worse, but it got worser. It got worser. What? Who? Chime in. I want to hear from nurses.
So here's the part that makes this situation even more wild. These same farmers voted for the policies that got them here, right? They supported anti-immigrant rhetoric. They voted to kick out the very people who were doing the farm work, and now they're shocked that they've got no one left. I mean, first they tried hiring black people, and they obviously got a hard no. And then they tried doing the work themselves, and obviously they quickly realized that they're not built for that level of labor, because farm work isn't just hard. Farm work is skilled. Farm work is generational work, right? And now they're looking around like, wait, maybe that immigration thing wasn't such a great idea. But let's keep watching these videos. Let's keep watching the rest of the clips, and we'll come back and have, more commentary.
For those who don't know what a clinical ladder opportunity is, it is a structured program in healthcare, particularly in nursing, that provides a path for professional development and advancement within a clinical role. It outlines specific criteria and requirements for nurses to progress to higher levels of expertise and responsibility, often accompanied by increased compensation or recognition. Exactly how does volunteering your time to pick fucking blueberries help you move up the clinical ladder? So let's recap. First, they thought that black people were going to run to the farms, stand in line to get these jobs because they thought black people didn't have any jobs, and Donald Trump was saying that the migrants were taking black jobs, and that didn't happen. The black community came out and said, bitch, who the fuck is picking your food? You have free labor from black people for 290 years, and you think we're going to go out there and fucking pick the farm for you? Hell the fuck no. We told the world that we would rather starve, that our ancestors would kick our ass if we go out there. So we said no. Then the farmers came on Twitter and was talking shit about how black people were not going to the farms. Then the Secretary of Agriculture came out saying, well, the people that are getting kicked off of Medicaid are going to go out there to the farm. Even though 52% of the people that are on Medicaid are fucking children under the age of 18, then you have the elderly, then you have the disabled. So she got some backlash. Now, I see my mutual post this, where now they want nurses to go out there and go pick the food so that they can get better compensation and move up the ladder at the hospital. Y'all are trying to get anybody to go out to those farms. After we watched the mass deportation and the mistreatment of migrants in this country, you think we're gonna fucking help you guys pick your food? Y'all need to get them Trumpers. MAGA, you are up. Go get that sunblock, lather yourself up, and go pick them fucking fruits and vegetables. Go take care of the cattle. Go take care of the chickens. Y'all voted for this shit. Y'all didn't want migrants in the country. So get your ass up with your red hat and go pick your fucking food. But ain't no nurses are going to go to the field after working a 12-hour shift to go pick your food. Y'all are fucking weird. Elections have consequences. Y'all better go get your sunblock and go handle your business. This is wild.
Fam, what is this nonsense I'm hearing about white Midwestern farmers thinking black folks were going to come and work their goddamn fields after they mass deported all of the migrant workers? What in the fuck? They don't know us at all. They don't know any fucking thing about us. Like our own fucking parents and grandparents didn't size our asses the fuck up. Let us know everything about ourselves. Like when my grandmother looked at me at a young age and said, young lady, you need to keep your black ass in school and go on to college. Working outdoors is not for you. That's my fucking grandmother. She knew me. She was right. So what did I do? Stayed my ass in school, went on off to college. And now you're looking at a 6-figure nigga. What in the fuck would I look like picking Earl's corn? Earl can kiss my ass. If he could do my black job, I wouldn't have it, now would I?
So I'm a black farmer, and a lot of people are wondering, why are black farmers not panicking like a lot of white farmers? Well, let me explain to you the reasons why. It's because white farmers have been handed everything to them, a lot of them. Not saying all of them, but a good bit of them. And by that I mean this, MLK even pointed out, he says, farmers in the West and the Midwest who were white, they were given land, they were given money, they were given training, they were given a lot. Whereas the black farmers weren't given anything, and the largest civil rights settlement in U.S. history is Pigford v. Glickman, where you had a class action lawsuit, bunch of black farmers all joined the lawsuit, and they won a huge settlement because the USDA was shown to be racist for decades. So because black farmers haven't been given anything, we've been learning to do without, unlike your white farmers. So when things are taken away from you, all your subsidies, all your tax breaks, guess what? You panic. Whereas we've always been going through this shit. So there's problems.
America has never lacked labor. It just always had a very clear idea of who should be doing it. The fields, the factories, the kitchens, the care work, always someone else's job. And now, according to our Secretary of Agriculture, that job should go to Medicaid recipients. Not because they volunteered, not because it pays well, but because in the eyes of power, the poor are disposable, and poverty is now a work assignment. Recently, the Secretary of Agriculture suggested that immigrants being deported from this country will be replaced on farms by Medicaid recipients. Let that sink in. We're now saying if you are poor, you work. If you are sick, you work. If you are disabled, an elderly, or a veteran who served this country and now relies on public health care, you work. Not because it's a calling, but because your life, your value, is reduced to whether you can produce cheap labor. For food you may not even be able to afford yourself. This isn't policy, it's punishment. It's the reincarnation of an old American idea that certain people were born to serve, and if they can't serve willingly, then the government will assign them value. Let's be real here. We know who she's not imagining out there in the fields. She's not thinking of white mothers in rural Ohio. She's not thinking of Vietnam vets who've spent decades battling PTSD. She's not thinking of your grandfather on oxygen or your neighbor recovering from surgery. But when she says Medicaid recipients, she wants you to picture black or brown face, a poor person, someone else. This is not about labor. This is about lineage. This is about who America has always considered the help. And now that immigration is being restricted and borders are tightening, they're looking inward and they're asking, who's left to exploit? But here's the irony. The people they want to push into those fields are the same people who built the country in the first place, who fed America, who picked, planted, and processed without dignity, wages, or thanks. And we are not going back. This isn't just a cruel policy suggestion. It's a reflection of how far the political mind has strayed from compassion and logic. Because if they truly cared about labor shortages, they'd reform immigration, they'd raise wages, they'd offer health care, housing, and safety. But instead, they punish the poor for being poor, and they punish the sick for being sick. So the next time someone in power suggests that Medicaid recipients should work the farms, ask them, which ones? The single mothers in trailer parks? The white veterans on disability? The 74-year-old widower in Alabama? Because if you're going to assign people to the fields, don't pretend it's about fairness. Call it what it is. Modern day indentured labor, dressed up as policy. And let me be clear, we've picked enough. We've bent our backs for centuries, and we are not going back to the fields for anyone's political fantasy.
So let's go back to the wildest parts of all of this, right? The nurses. They really said, since we can't find farm workers, let's call them nurses. As if nurses don't already have one of the most exhausting, emotionally draining jobs in the country. Like, babe, are we farming or are we treating patients? I need to know, because it's giving desperation. Because when you get rid of the people doing the work and realize that your backup plan was, let's do it ourselves, and that flopped, now you're looking at healthcare workers like they're harvesters. Let's keep watching, guys.
You guys do this all day?
Yeah. Get this field done, maybe start on another one.
You get paid by the hour?
Not by the hour, by the field. The faster we get this one done, the more our father makes.
The field. Hey, Damasio, how old were you guys when you started working for your dad?
10, 11.
that even legal?
Strawberries it is, and potatoes. Other crops you gotta be 12. I remember the first day I started, I wanted to quit after the first hour because it was so hard. Cried like a baby.
Yeah, I know how you feel.
Want to quit, Blanco?
What do you think?
The American workers, they all had to be taught all this and separate, and in addition to the fact that their bodies just were not built for it.
So many farmers had such a difficult time getting Americans to work on their farms. How many U.S. citizens pick crops on your farm? None. Zero. It's heavy, he says. The work is hard. These farm owners don't disagree with that assessment. Americans have other choices and just don't want to do this, they say.
But these guys are coming here for a reason. They're coming here for serious work to try to support their families in Mexico or wherever they've come from. They're not here to play. I mean, it's very obvious. Look behind us.
Jerry Spencer turned to unemployed Americans, but says after 2 weeks, most couldn't cope.
The farmer says, start over here and end over here. And that was the extent of their instructions. With the American workers, they all had to be taught all this and separate, and in addition to the fact that their bodies just were not built for it.
So let's talk about the bigger picture here, right? Farming is the backbone of every economy, and when farms collapse, food becomes scarce, prices rise, supply chains fall apart, and Texas farmers are now facing the consequences of pushing out the very people who kept their operations running. Immigrant labor, right? And now they want nurses to fill in the gap. Nurses, guys. No, that's not how this works. But this is what happens when you vote with emotion instead of understanding how your decisions will affect everyone, including you. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And again, credit to all creators featured in these videos. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you on my next one.